Hello everyone, welcome once again to the TLC art class. This is another video which is sponsored by the Lakeside Church in Toronto. My name is Christine, let me tell you that right out in case you don't know me. And today we're going to do something a little bit different. When I thought about, okay, what's the God connection in this one? I just thought, I'm going to do something different, and it's just about being creative and being able to feel good about something that you've done, and, just sharing our God-given talents. I think this art class is absolutely wonderful for, everybody who is a part of it. They just get pure positivity when they show their work and everybody compliments them on it. And, it just encourages us to feel good about ourselves and also to feel good as part of the family. So today, I don't have a sample because I saw something on YouTube and I decided let's just create. So I'm just going to videotape it as I do it. So here we go. So today we are going to do something completely different. We're going to do an example of a wall art. I'm just going to show you how to do this with a small canvas that I have from the dollar store. So it's this big, but really the bigger the canvas, the better it is. So maybe it's good to practice this one on a smaller canvas, and then afterwards you can move to a really large canvas when you know what you're doing. So this piece, I don't have an end product. We're experimenting. So we'll see how it turns out, and if it doesn't turn out well, then I guess you won't know about it. Anyhow, I have various brushes. This is for background, and these will be for the detailing and the glue. I have something to mix, and the paints that I'm going to use black, silver, and white. Yes, and of course, to give our glitz, we need silver. So I have two types of silver glitter that I've got from the dollar store. One is a little larger and one is more fine. So you can choose the kinds of glitter that you want, but these are what I'm working with today. Now today I'm going to use this is Mod Podge or Deco Art. It's a glue. Either way, it's a glue that I found in my cupboard. You can use tacky glue, but since I've got this is what I'm going to use to keep my glitter down. Okay, so here we go. So the first thing I'm going to do, as you can see, is I'm using my silver and this brush just to go upwards, and I'm starting at the bottom and just making strokes upwards to cover about just over half of the canvas, and I want it to be uneven because that's all going to be part of the pattern later on. So I'm just going to continue with this, going all the way through to the end with an uneven pattern like this with silver. So the first thing I'm going to do, as you can see, is I'm using my silver and this brush just to go upwards, and I'm starting at the bottom and just making strokes upwards to cover about just over half of the canvas, and I want it to be uneven because that's all going to be part of the pattern later on. So I'm just going to continue with this, going all the way through to the end with an uneven pattern like this with silver. So I've just finished that step, and you can see that I have covered 3/4 of the canvas with silver, and it's meant to be uneven because now we're going to use the black to come down on the top. So I've just finished that step, and you can see that I have covered 3/4 of the canvas with silver, and it's meant to be uneven because now we're going to use the black to come down on the top. So next you can see I'm using the black. I've chosen to use a smaller brush. So I'm using the black to go down in between the pieces of the gray that I've already done. So I'm filling the top, but when I come down to here, I'm either overlapping or making sure it goes in between the pieces of gray, so that I have, again, a very uneven texture. So I'm just going to continue that all the way. So next you can see I'm using the black. I've chosen to use a smaller brush. So I'm using the black to go down in between the pieces of the gray that I've already done. So I'm filling the top, but when I come down to here, I'm either overlapping or making sure it goes in between the pieces of gray, so that I have, again, a very uneven texture. So I'm just going to continue that all the way. So here I finished the second step, where I have done the top with black only for the time being, and we have gone in between our pieces of silver. So my next step is to mix a gray. So I'm using black, and if you have some that's left, you can just use that's left, some white, and a little drop of the silver in there, so that I basically get a lighter gray. And I'm going to use this just to tone down some of the areas of the black, as you can see. So we're streaking down, and again, we don't mind if we go into the lighter gray, but we are just making a little difference in the heavier black, so that we have some black, some darker gray, and some that is the light gray that is at the bottom. But this is mostly for the top black, so that we have something looking like this. So if you feel that your painting has too much black, then you can go over with some more of the gray. If you feel that you want to add more silver, like I did, I went in and just put some extra silver on the top, and again, making it uneven. It's your painting, so really it's just a mixture of whatever color you use, because you don't necessarily have to use black and silver like I did. You can choose your colors and put your 2 or 3 colors together and make your own creation. But my next step is to allow this piece to dry, and then I will be able to add the glitz. So now my paint is dry, and now the next step is I'm going to use this glue, or tacky glue, or I'm using the decoupage because that's what I have. And I have started to go along, put the glue where I would like the glitter to fall. So if you want it to go higher up, you can go in between there, as you can see. And if you want some of them to come lower, then you can go lower down. But you're making your glue kind of fit in between those lines. Okay, so I'm just going to finish that step and then come back. So now you can see that I have glue in between all of the paint that I've already done. And so the next step will be to throw on your glitter. So I'm going to start that, and then afterwards we'll come back. So I'm almost finished putting glitter on my canvas, and literally all I've done is put a little bit in the cap, although you can actually open the cap, but I wanted control, and just shake it over. Make sure you have something that's going to catch all your glitter, but you just shake it over the areas that you've glued, all the way across. Okay, so make sure it's well covered, and we're just going to let that thing dry, and then we're going to shake off the excess. And then we're almost done. So I decided I'm going to put a little bit of the fine glitter on my canvas, just at the edges. So I'm just shaking along the edges. I don't know what effect this is going to have, but since I have it, let's try it. This one is more powdery, and I'm just putting it on the edges. So here's my canvas. Yes, there it is. So if you can get different sizes of glitter, I think that helps with the effect as well. So we're just going to let that dry, and then when I've finished, I'm going to shake off the excess of the glitter onto a plastic that I have on my table to catch it all, and then afterwards I'll show you the finished product. So that was interesting. My first shake off revealed the fact that I didn't like the in-between lines, and so I went back in and put the glue more solid and shook it over again, and so here's my finished product. This is my glitzy wall art. Now obviously there's no wrong way of doing this. Wherever you want the glue, you just paint it on and then throw on your glitter. But you can see I kind of preferred the middle to be solid, and so I went back in, just put with a smaller brush, and went back in and just filled in the gaps. And I think it turned out pretty good, considering this was an experiment. But yeah, you can make your own wall art very, very cheaply and use your own colors, do your own combination. There's so many different types of colors of glitter, and yeah, not bad. So if you want it solid, just go back in, put some more gold in. And I think it worked very well, because you can see at the bottom right here, this is the the very fine glitter. This is the fine glitter, and then this one is the chunkier pieces of glitter to have given this effect. So I hope you enjoyed that. Let's see what you all produce. And as I say, this thing, probably everything you can get at the dollar store. So hope you enjoyed. So I just want to do a little addendum to this one. Remember, this was my original. So I just decided, let me just try this with a different color and see what I come up with. So here is another variation, which turned out really good as well. And I achieved this effect by, first of all, putting solid red and solid gray, and they met together in the middle, and then afterwards put the glitter all the way broad band in the middle. And when before the thing was all dry, I just took my brush and went down and stroked all the way through some more red and right into the glitter, and I think that has come out really well too. So all kinds of variations, guys, so see what you come up with. I'm really happy with my experiments, so I hope you will be too. There we go. Wall